Guys, Coach Dan here. So in today's video we've got a push workout at a new gym. So this is the first workout of the week that I'm filming, and it is because we're at a new gym. So I think this is will be a good representation and a good learning if you ever have to change gyms or you're going to the gym for a first time and you kind of want to get a good idea of how to start up or start at a new gym and how I've approached it today. So it's the second push workout of the week. Again, just trying to, I don't have to reinvent the wheel, but there are some machines that you kind of go, oh, we need to feel it out a little bit, figure out what works for you. So there's nothing wrong with trialing and practicing and spending a week or so trying to figure it out. We don't have to nail it immediately from the get-go. So I will give you the rundown of what I'm doing today and then also how I've approached and made changes and stuff like that. So nothing too crazy. Cool gym, some older equipment, but some older stuff that's been made well. When you go to sometimes when you go to a standard gym, it's just been thrown a whole bunch of shit in there that's just been thrown in there for no reason other than that's the brand that gym follows or whatever, or that franchise follows. So with this, the owner has picked out pieces that are good and work for people and can be adjusted for people and are effective. So it's just about finding the right ones for you and figuring it out and taking some time. So if we train chest today, it's like I've got to find the right movement for training this part of the chest or whatever it might be. And what's cool about this gym is there's multiple different options. So I can go, okay, that one didn't feel very good for me, but I'll try that one or something like that. So it takes a little bit of practice, but once you get it, then we start up the new program. We start to build that intensity back in and get it all going. All right. I got I'm trying to incline pin-loaded chest press first. See you there. All right, so this is the chest press variation that I've kind of gone with, the incline chest press variation. This is a pin-loaded one. So there are a couple of options here. How I came to choose this one is it gives me a really good range of motion, and the path of my arm appears to be quite good for training my upper pec, right? So when we're thinking about training the upper pec, if you look at the pec or the muscle, you would find that it sort of starts here at the front of your arm and then kind of travels across, and some of it sort of comes in towards the sternum, some of it comes down towards your rib cage or abdominal area, and some of it goes in towards the inner third of the clavicle. So if we're trying to train that upper pec, the kind of line that you want to pull your arm with is as if you're sort of pressing, but it's also coming under and not quite hitting you in the face, but kind of giving you that little uppercut like that. And that's how we're going to use the pec or the upper part of the pec as good as possible. So when choosing a press for the upper chest, I'm thinking about that. I want my arm to go in that path. So I go to the machine and I kind of do a couple reps on that. Is my arm going in that path? And you'll find some aren't very good. You'll find some going different paths. Some kind of go really shouldery. Like actually that's probably one of the most common things is they'll come towards your head, almost like a shoulder press. But when I do this one, I'm going to take a neutral grip today. It kind of comes across my body and gives me that little uppercut that I'm after. So with that in mind, there's two grips. I haven't really tried this one too much, but I think I'm going to go with the neutral grip anyway. So with that, we're thinking, okay, take the arm across and give myself a nice little uppercut. So we're working the upper part of the pec. So same idea with chest training as what we've done up until now. We're trying to train it through some different motions because there are different parts of the chest. So with that in mind, we kind of want sometimes our arm to go up, sometimes our arm to go in, and then also sometimes our arm to go down to make sure we train the pec overall. Don't know what weight I'll be lifting here yet. I also think I'm going to do a bit of seat adjustment here in a second, but I'll see you at that first set. All right, so that's my new incline pin-loaded chest press variation. So as mentioned at the beginning of this, when we're trying to train upper chest, we're probably thinking about taking the arm across the body and kind of getting up underneath the head, underneath the chin, basically in this kind of angle here. You think about the positioning or the origin and insertion of the pectoralis, kind of in the front of your arm here, and then into this inner third of the clavicle. So you're kind of pulling those towards one another. What you'll find with a lot of chest presses, they kind of just aim up towards the head or whatever it might be, making it probably still plenty of pec involved, but almost definitely involving the anterior deltoid to a really large degree. And don't get me wrong, no getting around the anterior deltoid working here. But if we want to kind of bias this towards the chest as much as possible, we're kind of thinking going that sort of path there versus coming up like this. So I like that one. I'm actually pretty good at this one as far as strength goes. So I'm towards the bottom of the stack. That's fun. That's good for the ego. So that's a good sign. So now that we've done something on the incline, there is a pin loaded chest press variation that gets you this big, deep baller stretch, deep stretch through the chest, which is really cool. Again, if you have seen some of my videos before, I'll often use a yoga block behind the back to kind of increase the range of motion. This one, not needed. The machine does it all. So again, we're just feeling things out. So you start at a new gym, feel it out. If you don't know anatomy really well, it's cool. You'll simply do an exercise and then go, did I feel what I should be feeling there? So have I come away from this feeling my pec? You bet your ass I feel my pec. So you don't have to know, this is where it originates and this is where it ends. So you just kind of go, this is a chest press. Do I feel my chest? Yes. Happy days. Go on with it. Try another one. Is that better? Yes. Do that one. Or no, this one's better. So it's a little bit of practice. You don't have to kind of nail it straight away always. And these are new pieces of equipment to me. So it's all a bit of practice figuring out what works. Okay, let's go horizontal chest press next. Okay, horizontal press time. So again, first pressing movement on the slight incline. That's more of a focus for me today. But again, we don't want to ignore this one. Again, you got this big, deep stretch on this one. I would normally use a yoga block behind the back, but for this one you don't need, and you even need a little foot pedal to kind of get you some breathing room. So then I'll bring it back, and then I can begin with this deep stretch. So it allows big stretch, full range, pushing through using the chest. So again, we want to set the height up such that we target what we want. So again, I can make this a little higher if I wanted to. For me, it's horizontal, but there's a slight angle up. So again, it might take me a couple sets here to figure out what weight I'm using, but then we'll smash it out. 2 sets here, let's go. All right, that's the new pin-loaded chest press. So don't have to use a yoga block to get a decent range and a decent stretch with this one. I'm stoked about. Feels quite good. There's a slight angle up to this one, but feels effective to me. Might do that in 8 to 12, 10 to 15 rep range. In this, I've been doing a pin-loaded chest press anyway, so this is going to replace that. So it's pretty like for like. Feels good. Happy. Let's move on. Machine fly next, or cable fly, should I say. All right, next up, we've got a new one on the cards. So we're going to go basically a lowering phase fly into a press on the way up. So essentially what we're doing is loading up a fly, a dumbbell fly, in the lowering phase, but then we're going to press it up. So this is going to be allow us to lower or eccentrically load the fly and then be able to press it back up. So I can do more like this than I can bring up. So I make it harder this way and then press it up to get out of that position. So we're here. First movement, press up, fly down, bring it in, press it up. So essentially allowing us to do more on that fly on the eccentric component than we could press. Should be good, feels good so far. Maybe 10 to 12, 10 to 15 reps there, should do the trick nicely. Get going in a couple minutes here. All right, so that's the eccentric fly to press low incline. So the idea here is that we are stronger on the eccentric portion of that fly, and it's potentially more muscle growth promoting. So if I can load this up and then pressing out of it, because I am stronger at a press, we're going to potentially make the exercise more growth promoting, and the up phase or the concentric phase not being the limiting factor. So essentially overloading this, being able to press up so I can overload this again. So whew, good, I like, pretty good. It's, you know, obviously not going to be as heavy as your standard dumbbell bench press, but still pretty cool. Happy with that, feels good. Happy days, good little variation for us. All right, let's move into shoulders. All right, next up, we have a lateral raise variation that I've been playing around with recently. So I've got the cuffs that are usually used for kickbacks and stuff like that. I set the cable up between my legs and I turn 45 degrees from the machine. And that's my current lateral raise variation that I've been rocking for the cable. So the cable is set at such a height, it's quite high, so it's not on the ground, making it hard in this kind of bottom portion of the movement and easier as you go up. So I look from this side. So I'll start off straight on, turn 45, and then raising into that position there. Okay, so clipping in for this left side. So we'll go through the leg with the cuff, turn to 45, and then we raise. And how you know which direction to raise in is you kind of come straight out from the cable. So you turn your body and then go straight from the pulley, straight from the cable. And that's kind of how I line that one up. So that's felt good for me. It's kind of a different position to put your arm into or stretch your deltoid. So it's coming into the body like this versus other lateral raises which might come right or behind. So it's just another good variation. So it's coming in because I've got it under the legs, set nice and high. You just don't want it so high that it kind of smashes into your crutch each time. All right, 5 sets of these. Let's find our weight.
Yeah, so they came out of a different rack though. No, I didn't until now either, to be honest. I'm in Bathurst. We can call you. So I think we need like a little backup. They're in there, aren't they? Fucking tight.
All right, so that is the through the legs single arm cable lateral raise. I use the cuffs, just get a good feel for it. There's nothing special about that. Don't have to hold on anything. Just focus on what I want to focus on. I start off facing directly out from the machine, turn 45 degrees, and then raise through that kind of path there. Nothing exceptional about that, just gets me to work my shoulder from a different angle, and that's all I'm doing it for. So over the course of time, I'll do lateral raises like this, behind the back, and then into the body like this. So we're just pulling our arm in a different position, just potentially training different parts of the shoulder. That's it. You can do ones that you like, ones that you don't, whatever suits you, whatever feels good for you, and also mix it up over time to potentially get everything worked well across the whole muscle. All right, plate loaded shoulder press coming up. Here we go. Okay, next up we have our plate loaded shoulder press. So I'll often do my lateral delts before I do anything anterior deltoid orientated because it's more of a focus. So that comes first. There's a little bit of fatigue that will kick across here, but that's okay because it's the main focus. So with that in mind, so this plate loaded shoulder press is quite unique, like the angle in which it comes from. So I'm not certain about this one yet. So we're gonna give it a try today. What I am doing with a couple of my exercises across the board is I'm starting with some heavier stuff, which I don't always do. So I'll start with a heavy set and then I'll drop back the weight just to make sure I'm ticking that box and getting that high intensity stuff or high weight stuff. So this one actually comes angling in like such. So it's quite a unique angle to train the anterior deltoid. So we'll see how we go with it. Normally I would train the anterior deltoid with movements that come through here like this. This one comes out, so it's almost like a chest press, shoulder press kind of combination. One top set, maybe 6 to 10 reps, and then a couple of back off sets, 10 to 15. Let's get it. All right, so that's the plate-loaded shoulder press. So a very unique angle. It's like coming across like this, and it also finishes back here. So it's almost like a chest press, but then comes up in this kind of direction here. Don't mind it. It's quite a unique sort of path. Felt pretty good. Shoulders felt good doing it. So keep it around for a period of time and see if it works well. Yeah, I'm happy with that. It's just, yeah, quite unique. Never felt something like that before, so that's pretty cool. Traditionally, shoulder presses might be in sort of more tight to your body, maybe a little bit out here, whereas this one kind of starts you out here, comes up like that, but I like, nothing wrong with that. All right, let's get out of here. All right, so that's a wrap on the workout, guys. Fun, enjoyable, still figuring some stuff out. And I think that's when trying a new gym or training a gym in general, it's okay to not know everything at the beginning. Even for me, some of this stuff is, you know, machines that I've never used before because they were built X amount of time ago. Still good, obviously good machines and they work well, but it just takes some getting used to the settings, the positioning, all that kind of stuff. So in between sets, you can go around, play with another machine, all that kind of stuff, and just figure it out over time. You don't have to know everything. I think potentially people move to new gyms and they're afraid they'll be judged for not exactly knowing what they're doing. So they're afraid to go and try something or look like they don't know what they're doing. So in that kind of situation, like no one cares, you know what I mean? Like, well, yeah, you might feel like people are watching you, but they're much more concerned with themselves. So get in there, try some stuff out, figure it out. You know, if you're new to the gym, that still applies. You've got to kind of figure it out for yourself. You know, you got this thing called a chest press and you do it and you go, oh, that doesn't feel right on my shoulder. All right, there's this other chest press variation. Let's try that and see if that feels okay. So yeah, just always remember it's, you know, we're all beginners. We're all learning all the time. So get in there, give it a go. And people, if you're at a good gym, people aren't going to judge you, you know what I mean? And that's what this place is. And yeah, I'm happy to look like an idiot walking around trying different stuff, you know, in between sets, going upstairs. There's an upstairs area here and trying it out. So feel free to look like an idiot, you know what I mean? We're all basically here to try and get better. So that's something to keep in mind. All right, and as always, guys, it would be much appreciated if you click the little subscribe face up here and, you know, like and subscribe, do all that good YouTube stuff. And if you like the content, look forward to future videos from this. Check out this playlist. It's got all my workouts, how I train all my muscle groups. And always remember, it's about progress over perfection. Coach Dan, signing off.